Hello everyone, my name is Roger Buskill. I'm going to be your instructor this semester in ELFH 300, your Prior Learning Assessment. This is the first class, or probably the first class that you'll have taken in our program. So there's a lot to get used to, such as the Blackboard system, some of the other types of software that we use, such as LiveText. So I'm briefly going to explain some of this, but mainly I want to go through our Blackboard site, navigate through that, and explain just what my expectations, and also how to utilize the resources that are on Blackboard. One thing I might add, obviously this is an online course and it's only for 8 weeks, so it's an accelerated class. So we still must do the work that's in the normal 16-week class, but it's just accelerated a little bit. I have front-loaded the semester with a lot of work, but as you look through the different weekly assignments, you'll see the last couple of weeks there's a lot of flexibility left so that you can catch up on anything that you need to. So let's take a look at the Blackboard site. Okay, so here we are at our Blackboard site. You'll notice on the left side there's a vertical pane with a number of different menus. Those are the ones that you'll be using. In the middle of the large section of the window are the announcements, and that's the default page that it goes to. So if as you'll see, there's the first announcement that I put out, and where it lets you know the a little bit about some of the things you'll be using in the textbooks that you will need. And then this last one was just a reminder that I put out on the 18th about this first week now. So let's get started with the explanation of the Blackboard site. You'll notice the large middle pane here is where the announcements show up, and those are the two that I've had so far prior to class even started, to give you a heads up. So all the announcements come in, the last one first. And there will be a minimum of weekly announcements. There'll probably be more than that, but there will be a review of what we'll be doing that week every Monday morning. That way, and the announcements page is the default page that shows up when you open LiveText. You can read about the faculty information about me just a little bit. Here's where you download the syllabus, and I do recommend that you download the syllabus and take a look at that. But I want to go straight to something I've called the weekly work. First of all, I've got a few things in there that are pertinent. The first thing I want to look at are due dates, and it's a file that you download. I'm going to click it once. I'm going to go to my download section and double click and open it up. Get it where I can see it on my pane here. All of the assignments that you're going to be graded on are listed here for the entire semester. Their points value, what session they are pulled from. There's 8 sessions in this course, and then their due date. So there's no ambiguity at all. There are 2 assignments that I have grayed out that we're not going to do, just because those are more for practice than anything else. It did list some of the prior education and justifications that you've had, but we're going to hold off on that. But you will have a couple of assessments. You will have a scavenger hunt. You'll fill out a program self-assessment, a course pre-self-assessment, and that's all from week 1. Week 2, you're going to write about what you learned in week 1. And there'll be a little catch up there. So you'll see these are all of the different assignments that you're graded on, their points value, and the due dates for each one of those. So I'll be referring to that each week. Some more things here. There's a file here, and I've just titled it Very Basic Skills You Should Develop to Be Successful in Your Classes. So let's take a look at that. This is very, very, very basic stuff. Get her enlarged here a little bit. Okay, so you need to understand the operating system that you're in. That's something that you should have done. Should be have That's something that you should have been experiencing prior to class, whether you're on a Windows or a Mac. But some of the common features, how to navigate through the folders, how to move and copy files, the difference between save and save as, save or print as a PDF file. There's going to be a lot of PDF files that we will need. By the way, you will be needing a scanner or access to a scanner this semester, and maybe in some of your other courses, so that you can scan documents in and then save as a PDF file. You need to know where your download location is on your computer, such that there's a downloads section when I download anything, such as I did. But depending upon your operating system, you need to understand where your files are downloaded. And then the difference between select, copy, cut, paste, basic Windows features that's been around for 20 years. So you need to be able to, just very, very basic Windows type stuff. About email. Card mail is the approved email. Whenever I create an announcement, it's going to be duplicated as an email. So those two announcements that you have that you have seen on our main page there, you should have received those as email, but only in your card mail account. I know most of us have our own private email accounts. I do myself, but the standard email account to use is card mail. You'll always get information via card mail. A lot of the times, like, the announcements will come through to your card mail, and if you know how to do it, you can actually route your email to your own personal account also, and I'm okay with that. But you really do need to check your card mail every day for now until as we get class started. So it's important that you understand how to use your card mail and check it frequently, because that is the default one that we'll be using. For Blackboard, obviously, to log into your classes, which you've already done if you're viewing this, how to submit your assignments, how to review and give you feedback, how to check your grades. There's an online collaboration tool called Collaborate. Some of you will be using that in some of your classes. And then, just as in this class, we're going to use discussion boards. We do use Microsoft Office products. I think all of you now have a Office 360 account, so that is your own personal Microsoft Office software. So we need to obviously create Word documents. We are going to use what's called APA style to write in, so we need to format for APA. Need to use that spell checker, thesaurus checker. Understand how review mode works. So that's how many times when I review a paper, I mark it up in review mode. So there might be a little bit of learning curve there for you. Obviously, you're going to be working with PowerPoint, not in this class, but in other classes, because that's how to create. We create training a lot with that. We can format your presentation. Some basic things would be to insert text, pictures, shapes, media, format a picture. And then I mentioned we do use APA writing style, and most of your papers are going to be written into a style called the Kolb learning style. And I've got a lot of information on that in the week 1 and 2 sections. So these are some very basic things that you should be familiar with if you're not are already. So let's go back to the weekly work. In the previous announcement emails, I've highly recommended that you purchase the textbook and read through it if you had the time, because we're going to be really busy this semester cramming a lot of things in. However, I did create a little document here that lists the main points that you should be familiar with from the textbook. I've listed it by chapter and by page number and what the topic is. Now, in some regard, it's almost the entire book, but I have picked particular pages out of each one of the chapters, and then there's a couple of chapters where you do need to read the entire chapter. Like, I think for homework for week 1 is some reading for chapter 7 about the experiential learning in the Kolb cycle. So you can also take a look at this file and refer to that just to make sure that you are up, because all of this entire course, our PLA itself is based on this book. So it's a good Bible for you. You want to make sure that you read through those. The rest of this, I've broken every week down for our 8 weeks with exactly what you're going to do, the assignments that need to be met, and much resource material for you. So aside from my weekly announcement and other emails, it should be self-contained on what you need to know, what you need to read, the videos that you need to watch, and the assignments that you need to work on within each one of these. So let's take a look at the first week, the week we're in now, week 1. Get it downloaded. And all of these are going to be laid out very similar. I mean, it starts right off. Here's week 1, gives you the dates, August 21st through 22nd. Now I'm going to be pulling information from session 1 and session 2, because I did mention this is an accelerated course, so we are going to pull from the 2 different sessions for this first week. It tells you right up front the graded assignments that are due for week 1. You're going to do a little online scavenger hunt. You're going to fill out a course, this course, ELFH 300 self-assessment. But you're also going to create a program self-assessment, which you will start this week, but as a pre-assessment, and then you'll make sure you save that file because you're going to need that and take the post-assessment for the program whenever you take ELFH 540 as you complete your program of instruction. As a matter of fact, I do teach 540 also, so you'll probably be hearing me and seeing me again. There is an introduction about the week, what we're actually going to be doing. Talks a little bit about PLA. But here we start with the resources that you're going to need to be successful for week 1. There is an ELFH 300 prior learning assessment video that I produced a while back. And all you have to do is click the link and it takes you to the YouTube video. So that's the first thing that you need to do is watch that video, and it explains about prior learning assessment. And then the more reference video that one of our other instructors have put together, and that's it's actually a voiceover PowerPoint, and you watch that from this link. There's a PowerPoint itself that you can this video refers to, and it's right here. I don't know if you've had. Well, I'm sure you've had an orientation, but Reach is something that you might want to be involved with. You can use Reach even with your online, and that's a resource for undergraduate students at the university. And you can, pardon the pun, you can reach that at this link. There's a writing center, and I highly recommend that you use the writing center. We'll be doing a short piece of writing for week 1 when you write a short Kolb learning style document, and I'll be able to measure your writing skills then, and I will recommend that you might start using the writing center. It is a virtual writing center also, so you can submit documents and they can work with you to improve or make sure that you're using APA correctly. They won't make changes, but they can make recommendations for you. Highly recommend the writing center. And now we're going to start right in with the graded assignments yet. I've laid each week out exactly the same. I've given a link from this Word document to the scavenger hunt file that you'll download. So I'm just going to click it, and you'll see that it downloaded. Go to your downloads folder, and it opens up. So you will fill this out and then you will upload it. It shows you where to upload it, and you will upload it from this link. So like I say, this Word document is self-contained. So I'm going to click the link. Now you should have your Blackboard site open, which you will because you have been downloading these. So I'm going to click that and watch what happens. It goes to a menu item called Course Content Sessions, Session 1, and it goes right to the assignment. So all you have to do is, this is the assignment file name that you will list it as. Click Scavenger Hunt. You'll notice it's worth 1 point. You will browse your computer, find your Scavenger Hunt file. I'm just not going to, and then let me resize that a little bit. Find your wherever your Scavenger Hunt file is, and then click Choose. Well, I'm not going to upload anything. After you select Choose, the file will show up, and then you click Submit. And that's how you submit to all of the sessions. So let's go back to our Word document. So that's how the graded assignments work. I'll give you a link to download the file from our Blackboard site. Then I give you a link where to upload the completed assignment. I mentioned the self-assessments. These are the links to download the assessment. When you complete the assessment, you upload it here. And that's the course self-assessment. And then the program self-assessment, very same thing. You download the file here, complete it, and upload it here. So that's what's contained in week 1, session 1. But I mentioned we were pulling other things from session 2 because this is an accelerated course. And this is where we will talk about the Kolb Reflection on Learning, how to write in that Kolb style. And it's basically a paper that's written with a title page and 4 main sections. And there's a lot of resources which we're going to look at right now, or show you where the links are. An actual template for this, and I will open that up once. So you will see that this is a title page formatted correctly for APA style. This is the running head right here. So that's all you have to do is put your name in here and write in the 4 sections. I've got the section labeled, the paragraph headings labeled. Within this, you're going to write about the concrete experience, but there's verbs that you would use in that particular section. Here's the verbs that you would use in the reflective stage and so forth. But I want to get back to the Word document once, because there's a lot of information on how to use the Kolb style. Here's a YouTube video that the faculty actually produced a few years ago. Another video about the Kolb style. There's a couple of resources here about the Kolb style. The one that I highly recommend is this one right here, the experiential learning verbs. I would keep this file handy for every class that you take, because it tells you, ask a couple of questions about concrete experience, and it actually lists the verbs that you should be using in each one of the stages of the Kolb learning cycle. So I would keep this file handy at all times, and you'll need this for the first paper that you write for your graded assignment for week that's due at the beginning of next week. There is a section of chapter 7 that you should read from the textbook, and then there is another PowerPoint lecture about this that you should also view on YouTube. But the other graded assignment for week 1, session 2 is your what's called a KSA knowledge, skills, attitudes, reflection on learning. You will complete that. You remember, this is the template that you would download. So you would write in that template what the lessons that you learned are, the experiences that you've learned for week 1. And then you would upload it to this link right here. So this particular week, you're going to be pretty busy, aren't you? So there's a lot of reading to do. There's a lot of videos to watch. There's some assessments to take. And then there's a short paper to write. But look at the due dates. The due date for the scavenger hunt and the self-assessments is 8/24. And the reflection paper is not due until the following Monday, 8/27. I'm not going to explain each one of the weeks in depth like this one, because they're all laid out exactly the same. So let's go back to the assignments here, announcements here. So I mentioned course content sessions. Every one of the Word files for all 8 weeks refer to sessions that are in the course content sessions. In other words, if you looked at session 1, the very top of session 1 will actually be where you upload those assignments. I happen to set links in that Word file for your convenience. But if you click into the scavenger hunt file, you'll notice that's what we've already looked at. But if you look in the self-assessments, you'll notice there's actually 3 of them there: the program self-assessment, the course pre-assessment, and the course post-assessment. And that's the final one that you'll turn in at week 8. The same follows true for every one of the sessions. At the top of the session is the location of where you turn in the assignment. And all 8 sessions are laid out exactly the same way, that refer to, so each one of these weekly Word documents refer to one or more of those sessions. So you follow the sessions through the weekly documents here, which refer to the course content sessions. So everything is included in the course content sessions, and these Word files that are laid out for weekly refer to the content, the files, the videos, everything that you need, plus the assignments that are located in those sessions. Okay, so like I said, I will have an announcement every week, every Monday morning, to talk more about what we're doing that week. There won't be a video for every week, because I've explained in detail about how that first week works, and all the rest of them follow the same pattern. And there will be other announcements. I'll be giving you announcements through feedback as I see how well all the students are doing. I'm an email away and I'm a phone call away. If you look at my faculty information, it does list my phone number here and email, but highly recommend that you get started as soon as you possibly can and not put things off. Like I said, there's a lot of work to do that's preloaded this first part of the semester. And any questions that you have, you need to contact me as soon as you can. I check my email, probably 18 hours a day. I'm always constantly checking email. All of my email is routed to my phone, of course. I check it right before I go to bed at night. And one thing about if you do give me a call, I might or might not be in my office. So please leave a voicemail with a callback number and who you are. And if I'm not here, what it will do when you leave me that message, it will send that message to me as an attached voicemail file to my email. So even if I can't get to my phone, I will get an email as soon as you hang up that you've left me a voicemail, and I'll actually be able to listen to that voicemail through my email. So that works pretty slick. So there's no reason that I can't get back to you unless I'm in meetings. I do have to sleep sometime, but I try to get back to you, especially these first couple of weeks, because I know you need to get as quick a feedback as you can. So I'm highly accessible, and I'm here to help you in every way I can. And I expect to be hearing from you, especially on the assignments. And I will be grading assignments, and the feedback will be within those assignments. So that's probably enough for this video. You've listened to a lot. There's a lot to decipher as you go back through your videos. I'll go back through the sessions now. So I'll be talking with you later.